So I got a lot of great feedback when I did the sketches and the doodles, so I'm going to do that again. But I did get a request to follow it all the way through, so I'm going to do the sketch of whatever random character we come up with, and then I'm going to do the line work, and then I'm going to color it. So you'll be able to follow along with every step along the way. So if you're ready for that, strap up, let's do it. I don't know what strap up means. Alright, we're just going to have some fun. We're going to do some random shapes and make some random characters. So let's see what we get. So I'll start out with my circle. Let's see, center line. Make a really big teardrop. So that's a huge kind of nose, mouth area. Let's make a really big nose. I like big noses. Clean this up a little bit. Alright, so he's got a real big nose. And I can see right away that his nose is sort of off. I'm just going to use liquify. Kind of make his nose even. That's better. And if I'm making his nose here, then this would come around instead of being down here. So sometimes I sort of fix my sketches as I go along. Kind of make sure they look how they're supposed to look. Alright, what can we do let's give him like a football shape situation. Alright, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens now. Alright, so this is the nose. It's the center line. We'll give him some eye sockets. Some eye sockets here. Alright, so he's got some eye sockets. I might turn him into something else when we get a little further down the line, but for now, I think someone mentioned that they want to see how I do the line work and color in a character, so maybe we'll do that with this lucky fellow. So these are my line guides, my eye guides, just so I'll know where to put the eyeballs. So we'll give them some nice round. We'll give them some nice round eyes. I think I want to make him smiling, so I'm going to take this line where his cheek would be, and I'm going to go like that. Because when I draw this down here, I'll draw it all the way up high like this. Give him a really big smile. So this line actually goes back here and would come somewhere around here. So these are like level. You don't want to forget about that other cheek, since you have this whole area here, which is his cheek. You don't want to forget about this other line, so those match up. Alright, and also the fact that these are pushed up like this from his cheeks, and then the eyes are going to also have the bottom eyelid, they're going to be pushed up a little bit too. But let's work on the eyes so we can, let's see, what expression do we want to give him? We'll just give him like a normal happy expression. So we'll give him some eyelashes here. A little bit of a, that doesn't look happy enough for me. So I'm gonna go all the way up on the eyelash, because before I had it about here, but that shows his eyes being a little bit more closed. And it's like those little tiny things that really affect the expression. And also, like I was saying before, since this line is here, normally I would make the bottom line like that, which is fine, but you can also bring that lower, you can bring that lower eyelid up, which gives it like kind of space like that, and then it just sort of gives them a little more like he's smiling a little harder rather than just having his eyes open. But just because it's a tutorial, let's take a look at it and let's see which one we like best. Oh, I gotta stop spinning. I think it'll be easier for you guys to watch if I don't spin it. What do we think? Not bad, but I'm gonna give the, you can also push it up like that. Yeah, let's push it up like that. He looks really, really happy there. I like when he's happy. Alright, so since his face is slightly turned, it's not straight on, I'm going to make this, I'm going to sort of lean in sort of in the same direction. That probably doesn't make sense. Sometimes depending on which direction the face is looking, like I won't necessarily do the exact same thing on this side. Let's see if it works here. Actually, first of all, I would have to make it a lot lower, because judging by the eye guides, this is lower on this line, so let's see how that looks. That's actually not too bad. Still doesn't look, something doesn't look right, so okay, so give him some eyes like that, make him really happy, and give him some little upper eyelids here. And we'll really raise up an eyebrow feeling line up here. We'll make that dark. So it's almost like he has an eyebrow, but he doesn't have to. A lot of animals have these little tips. I don't know, I think they look great, so I like drawing them. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Alright, so we have this huge nose here. I'll just do that so you can see it. Alright, let's get on to this quicker. So how do we want to put the rest of his face? We can do that. We can do that. How about we give him some ears like that? I don't know what creature this turned into. What type of creature this turned into, but I like him. So we'll give him something like that. And then we'll give him a big We'll give his jaw something like that. Look, that doesn't look too bad. Give him a thick bottom lip. A little tongue action. That sounds weird. Body can be, I don't know what kind of body I wanna give him. Maybe something like this. Anyway, we're gonna stick to the face for now. Otherwise, this tutorial will just go on forever, so we're going to stick to his face. Alright, I always tell you guys about the flip canvas, so let's do that. Doesn't look too bad. Let's see, what can we fix here? I'll go liquefy, and we'll just push this So basically all I'm doing now is sort of like just trying to match up the proportions somewhat. They don't have to be perfect, but there's little things that I do, like I never arc the eyes the same exact way. My eyes just don't, they just tend to not see them the right way. So that's the great thing about Procreate, is you can just flip it and do whatever changes you need to do, and it's not a big deal. Do we want to give him like some sort of little hat? I don't know. Alright, well, he has one now. Alright. I don't know where the hat came from, but Apparently he's got a hat. Alright, so if I was going to line this guy up, I would lower the opacity. I would make another layer on top. And I always name my layers. Or at least the main layers. So this one is sketch, and this one is lines, and I always make a group. So if I wind up having to move anything or make anything bigger or smaller, everything is connected in the same group. Alright, I'm going to lock the sketch layer so I don't accidentally draw on it like a dum-dum. Because I'm very much a dum-dum, so I'm going to use brown. And I'm just going to use the same, I'll use the same brush. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So I just try to keep this somewhat loose. I'm not too worried about following the art perfectly. You know, I make changes when I need to, but you just kind of use it as a guide. And you're just smoothing out your sketch. And if there's little things that you see, you can just add them in. There's no rules at all. Those little marks that I keep making, those sort of give the impression that, you know, that he's like hairy. You don't have to do a lot of those, but you can add a few in every now and again. You can even, like, you know, if maybe he's got like some hair there, you can just kind of break up the line. And I try to do a lot of big sweeping lines, because those are actually, you kind of want it to flow. So you don't want to go too slow, but then you lose that. And you lose that flow in the artwork. And it sort of gets a little stagnant. And you see with the hair, since it's coming to a point here, I do all of these sort of this way, and then I come the opposite way and sort of close that off. Alright, so now I'm going to do a layer above that. And I'm going to use black, because I always do the eyes with black. Let me make it a little thicker. I don't focus on the actual eye ball too much. I just focus on the elements around it, like this you know, like this eyelash area, and this line underneath. Not too worried about the rest of it. I'll make a really faint line.